Do you find it difficult to focus during your meditation? In today's video, I am going to share with you 5 different techniques that you can apply and that will help you improve your focus and concentration. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please hit the subscribe button, and if you'd like to be notified each time I upload a new video on meditation or mindfulness, make sure to also hit the bell button. The first exercise in order to develop concentration is to first gather our energy of mindfulness, to gather our attention around an object of focus, like our breathing. So the exercise number 1 is to simply recognize your in-breath and your out-breath. So your mind may go a little bit everywhere at the beginning, but then bring your attention to your breathing and label your experience, so your in-breath in, and label your out-breath out. So do that for a few moments. That helps to gather your mind onto one object of focus, your breathing. Exercise number 2, following your in-breath and out-breath all the way through. So the first exercise is a little bit of a warm-up. You do that for some time, simply recognizing your in-breath and out-breath. But in the second exercise, we try to sharpen our mindfulness. We try to sharpen our mindful attention of our breathing by following the in-breath from the moment it begins until the moment it ends. And the same thing for the out-breath. We try to notice when the out-breath begins and when the out-breath ends. In here, not only are we mindful of our breathing, but we also sharpen our mindfulness, and that becomes concentration because we are concentrated for the full length of the in-breath and for the full length of the out-breath. The third exercise is to count your breath. So I have touched on counting your breath in the previous video. I will put the link below in the description below. But here I wanted to provide more tips on it to make it easier for you. So first, before counting my breath, what I like to do is exercise number 1 and exercise number 2. Again, exercise number 1 helps me to gather my mindfulness, and exercise number 2 helps me to start to sharpen my attention and develop concentration during the length of my in-breath and out-breath. And so in this third exercise, we want to practice maintaining our attention across several breaths. So how does counting breath works? First, breathing in and breathing out, it is one count. And what we do is that we set a number that we try to reach and maintain our awareness, our concentration, until we reach that number. The important tip here is to start small. Don't try to set a number like 20 or 30. Start small, like 5, so that you can build your concentration and keep warming up. As you reach that number, then you can start increasing the number little by little. The very important thing here is that our mind tends to think about the number we want to reach, because maybe we think that if I don't reach that number, I'm going to fail the exercise. But when our mind starts to think about that number that we want to reach, then we start losing track and focus of our breathing. Our mind starts to wander off in the future. So the best way to reach that number is actually to stay focused on our breathing and to stay present for each in-breath and out-breath. And this is a very useful exercise to practice with, because we set an objective, and in order to reach it, we need to let go of it and focus on each moment, on each breath. If those tips make sense to you, please let me know by leaving a like to this video and also a comment in the descriptions below. And let me know also which of those tips resonates with you. The fourth exercise is to alternate a focused attention, so say counting or following your in-breath and out-breath, with resting your attention in the open. This type of meditation is called open awareness. And basically, You are just letting go of your object of focus, and you simply listen to what is happening in your experience. I hear noise, I'm feeling this sensation, I'm having the thoughts. So it's a very light attention where you rest your attention. You are not necessarily focused on anything. You're just aware and listening to what is happening in your experience. So the idea here is that you want to alternate focus attention and open awareness meditation, right? So we are focused for some time, and then we rest for some time. And then we focus again, and then we rest again in the open. The fifth exercise is to practice meditation with your eyes open. So you can take a visual object that you can set in front of you, and you fix your eyesight on that object. And by having your eyes open, usually we have actually less thoughts coming in and out in our mind. And so when we practice like this with a visual object, we just want to explore what it's like to see that object. We can explore the colors, the form, and we maintain a relaxed attention on that object of focus. The first benefit of having strong concentration is that instead of being carried away by our thoughts or our emotions in our life, when we have concentration, then we can come back to our breathing and remain grounded, remain stable, and not being carried away and pulled left and right. And that in itself can be a huge source of relief and can help us become more resilient to the adversities of life. The second benefit of developing concentration is that with concentration, we can gain some insights about us, about our suffering, and find a way out of our suffering. So let me give you an analogy for that. Imagine that it's very windy, you are on the lake, and so there are many waves. And when you stand on your boat and you try to look down, you cannot see at the bottom of the lake because there are so many things going on. But when the weather is calm and quiet, then the water is clear and then you can see to the bottom of the lake. So in the same way, when we are able to build concentration, we are able to calm our mind. And when we have a calm mind, it is easier to look into our experience and understand what caused our suffering, what caused our challenges, and find a way out. So we can better understand our mind, and we can also understand what caused us to suffer. And so that is the insight that we really want to gain in our meditation. Next week, we'll talk about how to meditate more often and build a stable and consistent meditation practice. Because one of the hardest things that exists when we start meditation is to build a habit of meditation. We may understand the benefits, we may practice here and there a few times, but establishing a practice is very fundamental in order to experience the benefits of meditation. So thank you for watching, and see you next week.